Opinion of the day. South Africa is in desperate need of a radical change under radical leadership. So, what kind of party or leadership would I personally support? So, here's a few pointers. Number one, a party and leader that is not corrupt. Number two, they have to be competent to run the country. Number three, most important, they must put South African citizens first. And how I think they can do this is, first thing, and this is not in order, but just things that come to mind, border control. We need stricter border control, stricter immigration policies across the board, irrespective whether the immigrants come from Africa, from Europe, whether they are refugees. It just has to be stricter across the board. They have to create job opportunities for our people. Hold municipalities accountable to their duties. Don't pass the buck up to the president and expect the president to do everything, but to actually hold the municipalities accountable for the areas that they are running. And that is also to make sure that they do and deliver their duties, all their duties, not only some, but all. Rebuild and rebrand South Africa. So this one is my favorite. This should be number one. So how do we do that? We can strip South Africa from colonial buildings and infrastructure by reducing their significance or by eliminating their significance. And these buildings then change them to heritage sites only. The other thing is to refurbish and repurpose these old colonial structures by maybe changing the facades, put an African stamp on it, and repurpose it. Use it for schools, museums, libraries, housing, apartments, anything. Okay? And then build and invest in modern, eco-friendly satellite cities and towns. And again, but with the South African stamp on it. Okay, I'll make a different video about that. Amend BEE. I have proposed how it can be amended, but it has to be amended. Support Palestine. Nothing to explain there. Put a stop to Cape Independence, to places like Oranje, Kleinfontein, and any racially exclusive town or city. Because it is already in our constitution that this should be the case. And although there's argument that there are loopholes, there are no loopholes. Zero loopholes. So I will fully support any party or any leadership who makes this a priority. Okay. Improve the education system, please. Oh, please. By a higher pass rate, instilling a higher pass rate, by using AI and IT education, implementing more technical education. more colleges, technical colleges. Okay, CCA activities, co-curricular activities must be implemented for self-improvement, self-development, and to eliminate inherited trauma. I will also make a separate video about this. Become less dependent on the USA and become closer to the BRICS nations, because the BRICS nations are developing nations, same as we are. So we have more in common with them. Instill policies that assist the underprivileged, irrespective of race. Change the name of the country. I know a lot of people are against this, but yes, because South Africa is not even a name, it's a location. It's the South of Africa. Our country does not have a name. Change the name. Put more effort into building one nation. This is the political party and leadership that I will vote for. Currently, I don't see anyone, any party, because just right on top of the list, putting a stop to Cape Independence and Orania, I do not see any party doing it. They might speak up about it, but that's about it. That is all they are doing. Of course, they have many other things to do, but again, they can delegate. That is why, like I always say, when people say, oh, you should talk about this, no. Because there are already other people talking about those subjects. So I have given myself this purpose, is to talk about these things. So if I can do this, political leaders can do the same thing. They can delegate certain issues in the country to certain bodies to investigate, to do research, to come up with solutions. I don't see even one party or political leader doing anything about Cape Independence, places like Orania and Kleinfontein. I don't see even one party talking about holding municipalities accountable. Not one. When there is complaints about their municipality, instead what the leaders do, they blame the presidency. So to me that shows incompetence. Because according to the chain of command, municipalities are under a premiership. And that premier must be held accountable. The premier under him is the mayor. They have to be held accountable. But what do? They pass the buck up to the presidency. So I want to see at least one leader who does not pass the buck, who delegates and then make sure that if his party is the municipality in that area, that they hold themselves accountable. Those are like the main two things for me that bothers me. The third thing would be, I have three big things, is education. Again, I don't see any leader bothering to do things about words that bring people to their knees. Not even one. So the day I find such a leader and such a party, I'm on board. At the moment, they are all equally useless. And no one can convince me differently, because it's not for you to convince me. It is for that party and that leader to convince me.